Did you know that Prophet Jesus, known as Isa in Islam, is considered one of the greatest messengers of God? In the Islamic tradition, he is not viewed as divine, nor is he seen as the Son of God, but rather as a prophet who was chosen by God to guide the people of his time. From the moment of his miraculous birth to the signs and miracles that marked his life, Prophet Isa's story is both inspiring and deeply respectful, showing us lessons about faith, humility, and devotion. Unlike many portrayals in other traditions, Islam emphasizes that Isa was a human being, fully devoted to the message of God, yet his life was filled with extraordinary events that demonstrated God's power working through him. He was born to Maryam, known as Mary in other traditions, who herself is considered one of the most righteous and pure women in history. The Qur'an tells us that her birth and life were blessed by God, and she was chosen to bear a child without a father through the will of God. This miraculous birth is one of the first signs of Isa's special mission, and it immediately set him apart as someone meant to carry a message of truth and guidance. From the earliest moments of his life, Isa's story emphasizes faith in God and the importance of trusting in divine wisdom even when circumstances seem impossible or miraculous. As a young man, Isa began preaching about monotheism, the belief in one God, which is central to Islamic teachings. He called people to worship God alone, to live righteous lives, to help the poor and needy, and to uphold justice in their communities. His message was clear and unwavering: turn to God, seek forgiveness, and live a life of compassion and devotion. Throughout his ministry, he reminded people that he was a servant of God, sent to guide them, not to claim divinity for himself. This focus on God's oneness, known as Tawheed, is one of the most important aspects of his teachings and is a core principle in Islam. One of the most remarkable aspects of Prophet Isa's life is the miracles he performed, all by the permission of God. The Qur'an mentions several of these miracles, including healing the sick, giving sight to the blind, and even bringing the dead back to life. Each of these acts was a sign of God's power, not Isa's own, emphasizing that prophets serve as instruments of God's will. These miracles were not meant to make him a figure of worship, but rather to strengthen the faith of the people, show them God's mercy, and demonstrate that divine power can manifest through the righteous and obedient servants of God. Isa's teachings also included profound wisdom about how people should live. He spoke about the importance of honesty, integrity, and humility. He taught that helping the poor and standing up for justice are not just acts of kindness, but duties of every believer. His approach to guiding people was gentle and compassionate. He often spoke in parables and stories that made complex truths simple and memorable. By doing so, he encouraged reflection and self-awareness, inviting people to think deeply about their actions and their relationship with God. One of the unique aspects of Isa's story in Islam is the respect he shows towards all previous prophets. He acknowledged the prophets who came before him, including Moses, Abraham, and Noah, and he confirmed the messages they delivered. This connection to the broader lineage of prophets highlights the continuity of God's guidance throughout human history. Isa's mission was part of a larger divine plan, and he consistently emphasized that he came to confirm the truth of God's message, not to replace or change it. This reinforces the idea that all prophets share a common purpose: to lead humanity towards righteousness and faith in God alone. In addition to his miracles and teachings, Isa is also known for the way he handled challenges and opposition. Many people resisted his message, and some even plotted against him, yet he responded with patience, wisdom, and steadfastness. He never resorted to violence or revenge. Instead, he continued to preach truth with humility and courage. This resilience is an inspiring lesson for anyone facing hardship or criticism today. It shows that true leadership and faith are expressed not through force or domination, but through steadfast commitment to truth and compassion for others. Another significant part of Prophet Isa's story is the concept of his ascension.
Unlike some narratives that describe him as being crucified, the Qur'an states that God raised Isa up to himself, sparing him from death at the hands of his enemies. This event is seen as a sign of God's protection and a demonstration of Isa's special status among the prophets. It also serves as a reminder that God's wisdom and plan are beyond human understanding, and that ultimate justice and protection come from Him alone. For believers, this is a source of hope and reassurance, showing that God's plan is always perfect, even when it is not immediately clear to us. Isa's life also teaches an important lesson about humility. Despite the miracles and respect he received, he always maintained that he was a servant of God, and he consistently directed all praise and worship to God alone. This emphasis on humility and devotion is a core lesson that transcends time and culture, showing that no matter how gifted or revered a person may be, true greatness comes from submission to God and service to humanity. His example encourages people to focus on their character, their actions, and their relationship with God, rather than seeking recognition or power. In addition, Isa's story in Islam emphasizes the importance of faith and trust in God. From his miraculous birth to his ascension, every aspect of his life reflects complete reliance on God's wisdom and guidance. For modern audiences, this can be an inspiring reminder to trust in God during difficult times, to remain patient, and to stay committed to principles of truth and righteousness. His story shows that challenges, opposition, and even extraordinary circumstances can be met with faith, and that divine guidance is always available to those who seek it sincerely. Isa's teachings also highlight the value of compassion and mercy. He encouraged people to forgive, to help those in need, and to live lives marked by kindness and generosity. These qualities are universally admired and resonate strongly with audiences today, regardless of religious background. By presenting Isa as a prophet who embodies these virtues, Islam offers a perspective that is both respectful of his historical significance and relevant to contemporary life. His example demonstrates that faith is not just about belief, but about action, character, and the impact one has on others. Moreover, understanding Jesus in Islam can help bridge gaps between different faiths. While Christian and Islamic perspectives may differ on his nature, both traditions hold him in.
One of the most striking lessons from Prophet Isa's life is the emphasis on honesty and integrity. He taught that truthfulness is not just a moral choice, but a reflection of one's faith in God. In a world today where misinformation, greed, and shortcuts are often rewarded, his message feels incredibly relevant. By living with honesty, Isa demonstrated that moral courage is more important than public recognition or wealth. He reminded people that every action, no matter how small, is seen by God, and that true accountability lies not with society, but with the Creator. For viewers today, this is a powerful reminder that living with integrity may not always be easy, but it is always meaningful and rewarding in the sight of God. Another important lesson from Isa's life is the importance of humility. Despite performing miracles and receiving admiration from many, he always credited God for every act and maintained a humble stance before humanity. This contrasts sharply with modern tendencies to seek fame, praise, and self-promotion. His humility is a lesson that resonates universally. No matter how talented, knowledgeable, or influential someone may be, true greatness is measured by humility, service, and dedication to a higher purpose. In daily life, this could mean helping others without seeking credit, speaking kindly without arrogance, or performing good deeds quietly without expecting acknowledgement. Isa's life shows that humility is not weakness, it is a sign of true strength and deep faith. Isa's story also emphasizes compassion and care for the marginalized. He reached out to the poor, healed the sick, and comforted those who were suffering. In today's world, where inequality, injustice, and loneliness are prevalent, these teachings are highly relevant. His actions remind us that faith is not only about personal spirituality, but also about making a positive impact on the lives of others. Simple acts of kindness, supporting those in need, or standing up for justice can all be inspired by Isa's example. Compassion, as taught by Isa, is a universal principle that transcends religion and culture, making his story especially appealing to a broad audience. Moreover, Isa's life shows the power of patience and perseverance in the face of opposition. His teachings were not accepted by everyone, and some people actively resisted him. Yet he remained steadfast, responding to hostility with wisdom, patience, and continued commitment to truth. In modern terms, this could be seen as resilience in the workplace, staying true to ethical principles even when others take shortcuts, or continuing to advocate for justice and fairness in the face of criticism. Isa's example encourages viewers to persist in doing what is right, even when it is difficult or unpopular, demonstrating that moral courage is timeless. Isa's connection to previous prophets is another powerful aspect of his story. He did not present himself as a standalone figure, but as part of a long line of messengers, confirming and building upon their teachings. This continuity reinforces the importance of learning from history and respecting the wisdom of those who came before us. For a modern audience, this could translate to respecting traditions, learning from the experiences of elders, or seeking guidance from those who have already walked the path of righteousness. Isa teaches that every message of truth and justice is connected, and that unity among the messages of the prophets strengthens humanity's understanding of God's guidance. In addition to his teachings and miracles, Isa's story offers a lesson in spiritual focus. He spent much of his life in prayer, reflection, and deep connection with God. This shows that spiritual discipline and mindfulness are not just rituals, they are practices that build strength, clarity, and purpose in life. In a fast-paced modern society where distractions are constant, Isa's example encourages viewers to dedicate time to reflection, personal growth, and maintaining a conscious connection with the Creator. It is a reminder that inner peace, clarity, and moral guidance come from consistent spiritual practice and a sincere heart. The narrative of Isa also teaches the importance of forgiveness. Despite facing betrayal and opposition, he did not encourage revenge or hatred. Instead, he advocated for mercy, reconciliation, and understanding. In today's world, where conflict and division are common, this teaching is profoundly relevant. Learning to forgive, even in challenging situations, and striving to restore harmony reflects not only strong character, but also a higher moral purpose. Isa's example shows that forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, but of strength, wisdom, and deep faith. Another compelling part of Isa's life in Islam is how he handled adversity and danger. Unlike depictions in some other traditions, the Qur'an explains that Isa was protected by God during moments of great risk. His ascension is a symbol of divine protection and wisdom, reminding viewers that God's plan is beyond human understanding. For modern audiences, this can be interpreted as reassurance that challenges, setbacks, and even dangers in life are not meaningless, and that patience and trust in God can bring protection, clarity, and guidance. It teaches that faith is not only about worship, but also about making a positive impact on the lives of others. Isa's example also highlights the importance of ethical leadership. He did not seek power or domination, but led through wisdom, teaching, and moral example. This is a lesson relevant to anyone in positions of responsibility, leaders in families, communities, workplaces, or governments. Leadership, as demonstrated by Isa, is rooted in service, fairness, and compassion, not in control, fear, or personal gain. By focusing on guidance and inspiration rather than force, Isa sets a standard for ethical leadership that is as relevant today as it was centuries ago.
Furthermore, Isa's life encourages curiosity, reflection, and intellectual engagement. His use of parables and stories to teach complex truths shows that understanding, learning, and contemplation are central to faith. For a modern audience, this highlights the importance of questioning, seeking knowledge, and thinking critically while remaining humble and open to guidance. Isa's method of teaching reminds viewers that wisdom is best understood through reflection, empathy, and observation, and that spiritual truths can be accessible to anyone willing to learn sincerely. Isa's story also inspires hope. His life shows that even in the face of extreme challenges, divine guidance and purpose remain present. For viewers today, this can be a source of motivation and reassurance that life's difficulties are not the end, and that faith, patience, and ethical living can lead to meaningful outcomes. His miracles, his steadfastness, and his ultimate ascension illustrate that even extraordinary trials can be met with trust, courage, and righteousness, providing timeless encouragement for anyone facing struggles in life. Finally, understanding Jesus in Islam can foster interfaith respect and dialogue. While Christians and Muslims may differ in theological perspectives, both traditions honor his moral example and his role as a messenger. By sharing Isa's story from an Islamic viewpoint, viewers can appreciate the shared values of compassion, integrity, and devotion that transcend religious boundaries. This understanding promotes empathy, reduces misconceptions, and highlights common ground between faiths, encouraging respect and peaceful coexistence in a diverse world. Prophet Isa's life, as presented in Islam, is not just a historical account, it's a living source of guidance, wisdom, and inspiration. His story teaches us about the power of faith, the importance of humility, the value of compassion, and the need for resilience. It encourages honesty, ethical leadership, forgiveness, and a deep connection with God. For a modern audience, these lessons are not only relevant but essential, offering a roadmap for living a meaningful, ethical, and spiritually connected life. Isa's example reminds us that true greatness is measured by character, devotion, and service, and that anyone who sincerely follows these principles can make a lasting impact on the world around them. By exploring Jesus in Islam, we gain a deeper appreciation for the shared moral and spiritual values that connect humanity. Isa, peace be upon him, serves as a bridge between faiths, a source of inspiration for those seeking truth, and a timeless example of what it means to live a life fully dedicated to God's guidance. His story encourages us to reflect on our own lives, to strive for ethical and compassionate action, and to trust in the divine wisdom that shapes our journey. Understanding Isa in Islam allows us to see not only the historical significance of his life, but also the universal lessons that continue to inspire, guide, and uplift people today.
Did you know that Prophet Jesus, known as Isa in Islam, is regarded as one of the greatest messengers of God, yet his story is often misunderstood? Unlike common misconceptions, Islam does not view him as divine or as the Son of God, but as a prophet who was chosen by God to guide humanity. From his miraculous birth to the remarkable miracles he performed and the deep moral and spiritual teachings he shared, the life of Isa is a source of inspiration for believers and a subject of fascination for those curious about faith, morality, and history. His story demonstrates the power of devotion, the importance of humility, and the timeless relevance of God's guidance. Isa was born to Maryam, known as Mary in other traditions, who herself is celebrated for her purity, piety, and devotion. The Qur'an describes her as a woman chosen by God above all others, and the birth of Isa was miraculous, as he was born without a father, through the will of God. This extraordinary event set the stage for a life devoted to spreading God's message, emphasizing faith, trust in divine wisdom, and moral integrity. From the beginning, Isa's life was marked by signs of God's mercy and power, demonstrating that he was a special messenger, yet fully human and fully devoted to God. From his youth, Isa was recognized for his wisdom and spiritual insight. He began preaching the message of monotheism, urging people to worship one God, uphold justice, care for the needy, and live lives of honesty and righteousness. His teachings emphasized that he was a servant and messenger of God, not someone to be worshipped. This distinction is central in Islam, highlighting that devotion belongs to God alone. Isa's guidance was clear. Faith is not just belief, but action. It is lived through compassion, honesty, patience, and humility. One of the most remarkable aspects of Isa's life is the miracles he performed, all by God's permission. He healed the sick, gave sight to the blind, cured lepers, and even brought the dead back to life. Each of these acts was a sign of God's power, not Isa's own. These miracles were meant to strengthen the faith of people, show them the mercy of God, and demonstrate that divine power can manifest through those who are obedient to God. Far from making him divine, these miracles were evidence of his prophethood and of God's control over the universe, reinforcing the central message of monotheism. Isa also emphasized moral integrity in his teachings. He urged people to live honestly, to honor their commitments, and to act with justice and fairness. In today's world, where dishonesty and shortcuts are often rewarded, these lessons are strikingly relevant. By embodying truth and righteousness, Isa demonstrated that ethical living is an expression of faith. Every action, even the smallest, has significance in the eyes of God, and living with integrity is a reflection of a person's devotion and moral strength. Humility was a defining feature of Isa's character. Despite performing miracles and being highly respected, he always credited God for his abilities and consistently directed all praise to the Creator. In modern society, where fame, recognition, and personal achievement are often valued above moral conduct, Isa's example serves as a powerful reminder that true greatness lies in humility, service, and devotion to God. This humility was not weakness, but a sign of profound spiritual strength, teaching that the most honored among people are those who serve God and humanity selflessly. Isa's compassion extended to all, especially the marginalized and needy. He cared deeply for the poor, the sick, and the vulnerable, offering healing, guidance, and support. In today's world, where inequality and injustice persist, his example is a model for ethical action and empathy. Acts of kindness, helping those in need, and advocating for justice are not only virtuous, but are essential aspects of living a moral life, reflecting the principles Isa taught. His life demonstrates that true faith is expressed not only through prayer and worship, but through tangible acts of care and mercy. Patience and perseverance were central to Isa's ministry. Many opposed his teachings, and some sought to harm him, yet he remained steadfast, responding with wisdom and dignity. His example shows that challenges and resistance are not reasons to abandon truth, but opportunities to demonstrate moral courage and unwavering faith. In modern life, this can translate into persistence in doing what is right, advocating for justice, and maintaining integrity even when it is difficult or unpopular. Isa's life teaches that resilience, guided by faith and ethics, is a key to achieving meaningful impact.
Isa's connection to previous prophets highlights the continuity of God's guidance. He confirmed the teachings of prophets who came before him, including Moses, Abraham, and Noah, demonstrating that his mission was part of a larger divine plan. This continuity underscores the importance of respecting wisdom from the past and learning from the experiences of those who were guided before us. Isa's recognition of previous prophets reminds us that ethical and spiritual truths are universal and enduring, and that every messenger contributes to the overarching guidance of humanity.
Prayer and spiritual devotion were integral to Isa's life. He maintained a constant connection with God through worship, reflection, and supplication, demonstrating that spiritual discipline is essential for guidance and moral clarity. In today's fast-paced world where distractions are constant, this teaches the value of reflection, mindfulness, and reliance on divine guidance. By prioritizing his relationship with God, Isa modeled how faith can anchor one's life, providing strength, direction, and peace amidst challenges. Forgiveness and mercy were also key elements of Isa's teachings. Despite facing betrayal and hostility, he encouraged reconciliation and compassion rather than revenge. In a modern context, this is an essential lesson. Responding to wrongdoing with patience and understanding fosters harmony and moral strength. Isa's example shows that forgiveness is not passive, but an active expression of wisdom, courage, and deep faith, and it can transform communities and personal relationships alike. Isa's ascension is a remarkable aspect of his life in Islam. Rather than being crucified, the Qur'an teaches that God raised him up, sparing him from harm. This event demonstrates divine protection, the fulfillment of God's plan, and the special status of Isa among the prophets. It reassures believers that God's wisdom surpasses human understanding, and that challenges, even those that seem insurmountable, are part of a greater design. Trusting in God's plan, as Isa did, offers hope and perspective, showing that faith is about reliance on divine guidance rather than solely human control. Isa's leadership style was based on guidance, service, and moral example rather than power or coercion. He led through teaching, wisdom, and example, showing that ethical leadership is rooted in character, fairness, and compassion. For modern audiences, this serves as a model for leadership in families, communities, workplaces, and society. True influence comes not from dominance, but from integrity, empathy, and the ability to inspire others to follow principles of righteousness and justice. Curiosity, reflection, and understanding were emphasized in Isa's teachings. He often used parables and stories to explain complex truths, encouraging people to think critically and reflect deeply on their actions and beliefs. This method demonstrates that wisdom and spiritual understanding are cultivated through reflection, observation, and sincere inquiry. For viewers today, this inspires engagement with knowledge, encourages questioning in the pursuit of truth, and shows that learning and growth are ongoing processes guided by ethics and moral reflection. Isa's life also inspires hope, showing that even in adversity, divine guidance and purpose prevail. His miracles, moral courage, and ultimate protection by God highlight that challenges and difficulties are not meaningless, and that steadfast faith leads to meaningful outcomes. In contemporary life, this offers reassurance that ethical living, patience, and trust in God can help navigate complex and challenging circumstances, providing both practical guidance and spiritual comfort. Understanding Jesus in Islam also promotes interfaith understanding and respect. While theological perspectives may differ, both Christianity and Islam honor him as a revered figure, emphasizing moral excellence, compassion, and devotion. By learning about Isa from an Islamic perspective, viewers gain insight into shared values, ethical principles, and universal lessons that transcend specific religious traditions. This fosters empathy, dialogue, and peaceful coexistence, highlighting the common ground that unites humanity in pursuit of moral and spiritual growth. Isa's example teaches that faith is a lived experience. It is not confined to rituals, but is expressed through actions, character, and relationships. His life emphasizes that true devotion manifests in honesty, humility, compassion, and perseverance. These are values that resonate across cultures and societies, providing timeless guidance for living a meaningful and ethical life. His story encourages people to reflect on their own behavior, strive for moral excellence, and align their actions with principles that benefit both individuals and communities. His life also shows that extraordinary responsibility can be entrusted to those who are humble, sincere, and devoted to God. Despite his miraculous birth and divine mission, Isa lived a life grounded in service and obedience, demonstrating that greatness comes not from status or privilege, but from fulfilling one's purpose with dedication, integrity, and humility. This principle inspires people today to seek meaningful contributions, serve others, and approach life's responsibilities with sincerity and ethical commitment. Isa's teachings highlight the centrality of compassion, mercy, and service. He encouraged helping those in need, standing up for justice, and embodying kindness in all interactions. These principles are universally relevant, guiding individuals to cultivate empathy, respect, and moral awareness. His life is a model for ethical engagement, showing that faith and morality are intertwined and that true guidance transforms both the self and society. Ultimately, Isa's story in Islam is not merely historical, but a source of enduring moral and spiritual insight. It teaches faith, integrity, humility, patience, compassion, and hope. For modern audiences, these lessons are not only relevant but essential, offering guidance on how to live a life that balances spiritual devotion with ethical action. His example demonstrates that devotion, moral courage, and service to others are universal values that inspire, guide, and uplift humanity across generations and cultures. Exploring Jesus in Islam provides both historical understanding and practical wisdom, bridging faiths and highlighting shared principles of righteousness, compassion, and devotion to God.